Once upon a time, deep in the heart of a serene mountain forest, there lived an old monk and his young disciple. The old monk was a master of meditation, a man of great wisdom and insight. His young disciple, full of curiosity and reverence, sought to follow in his footsteps, learning the art of meditation and spiritual discipline under his master's guidance. A master's vision. The old monk had spent decades in deep meditation, refining his spiritual senses to the point where he could foresee glimpses of the future. Each day, he would sit in stillness, untouched by the distractions of the world, allowing his mind to transcend time itself. One day, during his meditation, he had a sudden and unsettling vision. His young disciple was destined to die in just 8 days. A deep sadness filled his heart, for though he had long accepted the impermanence of life, he had grown fond of his disciple. Yet, as a man of wisdom, he knew he could not interfere with the natural course of karma. He took a deep breath, gathered his composure, and called the young monk. An unexpected journey. "My dear disciple," the master said, concealing the sorrow in his voice, "I have decided to give you 8 days of leave. Return to your home, visit your family, and spend time with those you love." The young monk's face lit up with joy. "Really, master, that's wonderful. I have been feeling quite homesick. Thank you so much." The old monk nodded but added one request. "Remember, you must return on the 8th day. I will be waiting for you." The young monk, filled with excitement, packed his belongings and set off down the winding mountain path, unaware of the silent sorrow in his master's eyes as he watched him leave. The moment of kindness that changed destiny. As the young monk journeyed home, he stopped by a glistening stream to quench his thirst. As he leaned down to drink, he noticed something: a small ant colony nestled near the water's edge. He observed them for a moment, watching the tiny creatures scurrying in and out of their nest. But soon, his expression turned to concern. The water level was rising. "Oh no," he thought. "The rain from the mountains must have made the river swell. If the water keeps rising, these ants will drown." Without hesitation, the young monk sprang into action. He removed his robe and filled it with soil, carefully constructing a barrier around the ant's nest. He then diverted the water to another path, ensuring that the ants remained safe. Not a single one was harmed. After ensuring their safety, he smiled with satisfaction and continued his journey home, completely unaware that his simple act of kindness had altered his fate. The 8th day and the master's shock. 8 days passed quickly. The young monk, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated, set off to return to his master. Meanwhile, back in the monastery, the old monk roamed the mountain forest, sorrowful and believing that his beloved disciple must have already passed away. It was the 9th day, and he was filled with regret that he could not see him one last time. But then, in the distance, he saw something unbelievable. The young monk was returning, smiling, full of life. The master ran toward him, overcome with emotion, embracing him with both joy and disbelief. "You're alive," he exclaimed. "But how?" "This was not what I saw in my meditation." Still puzzled, the old monk eagerly asked the young disciple what he had done over the past 8 days. When the young monk recounted his journey, the moment of saving the ants stood out. The old monk finally understood. His disciple's act of pure kindness had rewritten his fate. By saving the lives of countless tiny creatures, he had unknowingly extended his own life. The power of good deeds and karma. The master smiled with deep understanding and told his disciple, "Good deeds, no matter how small, have the power to change destiny itself. Just as the law of karma brings sorrow to those who do harm, it also brings blessings and protection to those who bring goodness into the world. This story holds a profound truth that many overlook. Karma is not just a theory. It is a force that governs the universe. Doing good does not only bring happiness, it can transform your very fate. It can turn destined misfortunes into blessings. It can take away troubles before they even reach you. You don't need wealth to do good. Many people think that doing good deeds requires money or power, but that is far from the truth. Wiping the tears of someone who is crying is a good deed. Consoling a grieving heart is a good deed. Encouraging someone who has lost hope is a good deed. Lifting someone's spirits in their darkest moments is a good deed. If you want happiness and prosperity to flow into your life, start bringing happiness to others, and the universe will reward you in ways beyond imagination. The principle of karma. What you give, you receive. Everything we do returns to us, multiplied many times over. If you give kindness, you receive kindness. If you spread love, love will find its way back to you. If you bring light to others, your own path will shine brighter. This is the law of karma. The young monk's story is a reminder that we don't need grand gestures to change our lives. Even the smallest act of goodness has the power to shift our destiny. So today, take a moment to do something good. Not for rewards, not for recognition, but simply because goodness itself is a gift. The happiness you bring into the world will always find its way back to you. Closing message: a life of joy awaits you. As the young monk returned to his master, he continued to live a long, meaningful, and joyous life, one filled with the echoes of that single moment of kindness. Your life, too, can be filled with happiness and peace if you choose to live by this principle. Give without expectation, serve without pride, love without condition, and watch as the universe fills your life with joy, abundance, and endless blessings. If this story touched